Hi everyone, my name is Manny Buchanan and I'm the owner of the Go Deeper Bible Studies blog. And we have just started a series last week on the feasts of Israel. And we started looking at Passover, and today we are going to look at the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And that is described in Exodus 12, verses 15 to 20. It says, "For 7 days you are to eat bread made without yeast. On the first day remove the yeast from your houses. For whoever eats anything with yeast in it from the first day through the 7th must be cut off from Israel. On the first day hold a sacred assembly, and another one on the 7th day. Do not work at all on these days except to prepare food for everyone to eat. That is all you may do. Celebrate the festival of unleavened bread, because it was on this very day that I brought your divisions out of Egypt. Celebrate this day as a lasting ordinance for the generations to come. In the first month you are to eat bread made without yeast, from the evening of the 14th day until the evening of the 21st day. For 7 days no yeast is to be found in your houses, and anyone, whether foreigner or native born, who eats anything with yeast in it must be cut off from the community of Israel. Eat nothing made with yeast. Wherever you live, you must eat unleavened bread." And in the Bible, yeast is often a symbol of sin. And unleavened bread we see as a symbol of Jesus, because Jesus said that he was the bread of life and he was without sin, and so therefore he is our unleavened bread. The Feast of Unleavened Bread was held the day after Passover, so it actually began at the same time as the Passover meal. You would have seen that they ate unleavened bread at the Passover meal, and then it continued for the following day. And this was the day that Jesus was buried. And so we see that in Jesus, all our sin was taken and buried with him, so that we can live a new life without sin. When the Israelites celebrated the Feast of Unleavened Bread, they were very strict about getting rid of all yeast that was in their house. And we need to be strict about getting rid of the sin in our lives. It tells us in 1 Corinthians 5, verses 7 to 8, "Get rid of the old yeast, so that you may be a new unleavened batch, as you really are. For Christ our Passover lamb has been sacrificed. Therefore let us keep the festival, not with the old bread leavened with malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth." And so we see here in this verse in Corinthians that for us, the Feast of Unleavened Bread really relates to getting rid of sin in our lives and living a new life that doesn't have that wickedness and malice in our lives. We trust that you've enjoyed today's lesson and that you'll join us again next week as we look at the Feast of First Fruits. If you missed the Feast of Passover, I will leave a link to it in the description below. Thank you very much, and goodbye.